and welcome to the Doha Daily, coming to you from the FIFA Fan Fest in downtown Doha, where it is a little bit noisy. There's all sorts of songs going on. One, Michael Church, the lyrics of which are "Move It." That's right.
Move it.
That's right, and move it right back to Japan is what Japan could be doing after a very disappointing 1-0 loss against Costa Rica today. Paul Williams alongside me as well. We'll come to Korea and the preview of their game in a minute. But Michael, first, you and I were at that game today. I mean, the result was obviously very disappointing, but the performance once again was disappointing as well. And things, right on the edge for Japan.
Yeah, just a dismal performance. I can't think really of any other adjective to describe it. It was just arguably the worst performance by a Japan team at a World Cup in the 7 World Cups that they've qualified for. I've been at every World Cup that Japan has played at, and I struggle to think of a performance that was worse than that. They were pedestrian, they were ponderous, and they were poor. And to lose a game like that against the calibre of opposition of Costa Rica, after the performance that they put in against the Germans, they'd done the hard work, they had got the points that they needed to get. They needed to go there, professional performance that just... They should have taken the game by the scruff of the neck. They should have been pushing and driving and looking to win. And they never looked like they even wanted to win the game. It was appalling. It was really a dreadful performance.
There's a lot of P words that came out in that.
Yeah, I'm going for my alliteration.
Paul, you saw bits and pieces of the game, not the same, but on TV. What did you make of things, and where does this leave Japan now?
Can I throw in another P word?
Yeah.
Pitiful.
Yeah.
It was awful, really. That it took for half-time to come again before Moriyasu changed things up, and there was something resembling actual intent in the second half. I mean, you spoke about it yesterday. I'll come to you to get your thoughts shortly. You spoke about it yesterday, your fear that this is exactly what would happen. I still thought that they would be too good on the day. Costa Rica basically sat back and said, come at us, give us your best shot. We're not going to come at you. And Japan just sat back and just gave nothing at all. And arguably, depending on the result of the game that's happening right now, have cost themselves a spot in the round of 16. Of course, winning that was no guarantee, but you win that, your chances certainly skyrocket a little bit more. I'm going to pop the ball on the tee for you now to tee off, because I imagine that you're pretty angry about the performance as well, and you're no Moriyasu fan, so swing away.
Yeah, well, we've spoken about it for a long time. I mean, basically the whole time that he's been in place is that I don't understand, in Japan, why they've spent 40 years investing so much money, time, energy into creating, technically gifted, proficient footballers who we've seen have the technical capabilities to go across the big European leagues and perform well there. Then to only appoint a coach who wants to play this kind of football heading into the World Cup. I think I was one of the lone voices saying it after the Germany result, that I felt they played really poorly in that game, but they got the points. And in this game they played exactly the same way, essentially, and didn't get the points. So we know the way that he's going to play. It's not reflective of the best qualities of the squad, and it's not reflective of the decades upon decades of technical work that the JFA's done. So it's just disappointing on so many levels. I wouldn't want to be a kid watching these performances in Japan and going to the playground and thinking, what do I need to do to win, because I'm seeing it on TV, is put balls over the top to fast players, or sit back. And as you say, Costa Rica sat back, Japan sat back, so the first 45 minutes there was nothing going on. But even on the moments where they had chances to move quickly, throw-ins, restart to goal kicks and stuff, they were, even in those situations where the defensive line was fractured a little bit from Costa Rica, they were still passing around here, there and ever, and waiting for mistakes. So it's just terribly disappointing, and they are going to need to go into this last game against Spain to get something. I can't see it happening. It's just more than the result. It's just the performance. It's tragic, the way that I think that Japanese football has been set back by this rain. Anyway, one of Asia's other big nations goes into their second match tomorrow And in a way, it could be flying the flag for Asian football. That's Korea Republic. You're going to be at that game.
Yep.
What do we expect from Korea?
Hopefully a similar performance than what they produced, similar performance to what they produced against Uruguay. Because I thought, aside from failing to put the ball in the net, I thought the actual performance itself was pretty good. Paulo Bento had his press conference today. Hwang Hee-chan's still out, which is a little bit of a blow because I think they're going to need that extra little bit of creativity, extra little bit of quality that he brings. Na Sang-ho is a decent player and wasn't too bad in that game against Uruguay, but Hwang Hee-chan's another level. The big one that is a question mark at the moment is Kim Min-jae, the heart of defence. He went down injured in that game, thinking he rolled his ankle, hasn't trained since, and Paulo Bento said today that it's effectively going to be a game day decision as to whether he's fit enough to play. So that's a huge one because he's been in scintillating form for Napoli. He was fantastic against Uruguay as well. If he misses, that's going to be a big blow for them. Is the leadership in the heart of that defence. Kwon Kyung-yong probably comes in. If he doesn't play, he's a decent enough player, but he's not at the same level as Kim Min-jae. So there's a few injury worries for them, but I hope they come out with that intent that they came out with Uruguay, unlike what we saw with Japan today. That's all we can ask for with the Asian teams, just come out and try. Come out and have a go. Try and get the result.
It's not all we can ask for.
Well, it's not all we can ask for, but
it's a starting point.
But it's the starting point. Come out and at least try and take the game to the opponent. If you win, you may not win, but at least try to go and get that. And on paper, this is probably the most winnable game for Korea in the group against still a very good side, but it's still the most winnable game. So I just hope we see them come out and try and take the game and hopefully get some 3 points.
We disagree on this Korean first match, which I still can't get over. It was this game where neither nations had a shot on target. I still can't quite comprehend that in my head. But and we've seen the struggles of running goals with a lot of Asian nations. Just quickly, how do they create that threat that's going to lead to the goals that they need?
They're missing creative spark, so they've got players in the forward line who are very good, but perhaps maybe a little bit industrious. Lee Jae-sung's a good player, but is he going to provide that creative spark? I doubt we're going to see Paulo Bento throw someone in like Lee Kang-in into the side from the start, but he's a player that has that creative ability about him that can create. It still seems like it's all on the shoulders of Son Heung-min to actually create stuff.
That may have to.
And he's going to get double, triple teamed whenever he's on the ball. So that's the conundrum.
So he's going to have to come up with something very special. We will be back tomorrow to review that game and look ahead to the third round of matches featuring the AFC nations. Once again, thank you very much to SMC for helping make our coverage here from Qatar possible. That's it for now, but we will be back tomorrow with another Doha Daily.